Let me tell you something that your teachers, your parents, and every motivational poster on the wall got completely wrong. They told you, work hard, get good grades, follow the system. That advice? In 2026? It's not just outdated. It is poison. Because while you were following that advice, sitting in classrooms, memorizing things that AI can retrieve in zero point 0.3 seconds, a small, quiet group of people your age were building something different. Not a better study schedule, not a better GPA, a different mind. And that gap between the way they think and the way the average student thinks is growing every single day. Not because they're smarter, not because they had better opportunities, because of one thing that almost nobody is talking about. Stay with me for the next 8 minutes. Because what I'm about to show you doesn't just explain why some people win in the age of AI, it explains exactly where you currently stand and exactly what to do about it. Here's what's actually happening inside your brain right now. And most people never figure this out their entire lives. Every time you open TikTok, every time you load up a game, every time you check a notification, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine, the chemical of reward, the chemical of that felt good, do it again. Now here's where it gets dangerous. Your brain cannot tell the difference between dopamine earned from real achievement and dopamine stolen from cheap stimulation. To your neurons, scrolling a feed feels almost identical to solving a real problem. Almost, but not quite. Because cheap dopamine, the kind from 15-second videos and instant rewards, recalibrates your baseline. It raises the floor of stimulation your brain demands just to feel normal. And what happens to tasks that don't deliver that same spike? Reading a book? Boring. Thinking through a difficult problem? Painful. Sitting with an idea for longer than 90 seconds? Impossible. This is not a willpower problem. This is not laziness. This is neurological debt, and the average student in 2026 is buried in it without knowing it. Psychologists call this attentional fragmentation, the inability to hold focus on a single demanding task because your reward system has been hijacked by an endless loop of microstimulations. And here's the brutal part. The companies behind these platforms, they employ neuroscientists, specifically to make their products hit that dopamine trigger faster, harder, more reliably than anything your real life can offer. You are not fighting your laziness. You are fighting a billion-dollar machine, designed by the smartest engineers on the planet, to keep you exactly where you are. The question is, do you even know how deep in you already are? I'm going to give you 3 riddles right now. Don't skip ahead. Don't pause and Google. Just think. Your ability to sit with these, to resist the urge to give up or cheat, tells you more about your current mental state than any IQ test ever could. Riddle 1. The more you take, the more you leave behind. It requires no effort, yet most people avoid it. It is the only thing that grows by being still. Think about it. What grows by being still? The answer is silence. Or more specifically, deep thought. The thing your brain is most starved of and most resistant to. If your first instinct was to skip forward, that's the brain fog talking. Riddle 2. 2 students study the same material for the same amount of time. One remembers everything. One remembers almost nothing. They had identical notes. What was different? The answer is undivided attention. Retention is not about time spent. It is about the depth of cognitive engagement during that time. Divided attention produces almost zero long-term memory encoding. If you study with your phone next to you, you are not studying. You are performing the idea of studying. Riddle 3. A person who uses AI to think for them becomes more productive but less capable. A person who uses AI to think with them becomes both more productive and more capable. What is the difference? The answer is agency. One person outsources their thinking. The other person extends it. In 5 years, this distinction will separate the most successful people on Earth from everyone else. If you felt these riddles were uncomfortable, good. Discomfort is the feeling of your brain working at capacity. That feeling is rare now. It used to be normal. Here is the roadmap, not motivation, a real map. Step 1. Reclaim your baseline. For the next 14 days, cap your short-form content consumption to 20 minutes per day, total. Not per app, total. Your brain will resist this violently for the first 5 days. That resistance is withdrawal. Push through it, and your baseline attention span will begin to reset. Step 2. Practice deep work. One 90-minute block per day of completely undistracted, cognitively demanding work. Phone in another room. No music with lyrics. No notifications. Just you and a hard problem. Do this for 30 days. Your brain will structurally change. This is not metaphor. This is neuroscience. Focused effort grows myelin around neural pathways. You literally become more capable of focused thinking by practicing it. Step 3. Learn AI as a thinking partner, not an answer machine. The wrong way to use AI in 2026. Write my essay. Solve this problem. Give me the answer. That makes you faster and dumber simultaneously. The right way. Here's my thinking. Where is it weak? What am I missing? Challenge this idea. Help me structure what I already understand. AI is the most powerful thinking accelerator ever built, but it only accelerates the thinking you bring to it. If you bring nothing, it gives you borrowed intelligence that evaporates. The second you close the tab, the skills that will separate the top 1% over the next decade are not memorization, not test taking, not even coding alone. They are critical thinking, taste, judgment, communication, and the ability to ask better questions than anyone else in the room. AI cannot replace those. It can only amplify them, but only if you already have them. If you made it to this moment in the video, and you didn't skip, and you actually sat with those riddles, I want you to hear this. You are already different. Not because I said something magic, but because you chose 8 minutes of depth over 8 minutes of noise. In 2026, that choice is rarer than it sounds. The average person your age will watch 4 to 6 hours of short-form content today. They will feel productive because their brain was busy. They will go to sleep having thought deeply about almost nothing. You chose differently today. The psychological gap between successful people and average students is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not even opportunity. It is the willingness to be uncomfortable on purpose, consistently, in a world designed to make you comfortable, passive, and predictable. You now know what the gap is. You know how it's created. You know exactly how to close it. The only question left is the one nobody can answer for you. What are you going to do tomorrow morning before you open your phone? Think about it.